If you care about converting more of your traffic without increasing your ad spend, this might be one of the most important videos you'll watch. I'll walk you through the exact welcome flow strategy we've used to help dozens of e-commerce brands generate hundreds of thousands in revenue without them having to increase their ad spend. I'm going to show you full email examples, the flow structure I typically recommend, and also how to think about this flow for your brand personally so that you can drive the maximum amount of revenue every month. I'm sharing everything so you can apply the same strategy and get real results. As for me, I'm Mike, co-founder of Digital Masters, an email marketing agency. We help e-commerce brands maximize profit, improve cash flow, and grow customer retention through email and SMS marketing. I've also included the exact document we'll cover in the video down in the description. Grab it, use it, tweak it, it's all yours. As for what's inside and what we'll cover in this video, we're going to go over why is it important to have a welcome flow, one of the biggest problems e-commerce brands are facing, how to create your welcome flow strategy, how to structure your welcome flow. I'm going to give you a full 7 email flow outline, and we're going to cover content guidelines, email examples, and subject line ideas. And we're also going to talk about how to optimize your A/B test, and lastly, what metrics to shoot for. Okay, let's talk about why is it important to have a welcome flow. So e-commerce has evolved, and what worked 5 years ago won't cut it in 2025 and beyond. Ad costs are through the roof, new tariffs are squeezing margins, AI has lowered the barrier to entry, and millions of stores are flooding the market, making it more crowded and competitive than ever. On top of that, customers are becoming increasingly difficult to convert. Most shoppers now require multiple touch points before they can trust your brand enough to make a purchase. It's clear that the old see and buy module no longer works. That's why you need to adjust your strategy to meet the demands of today's marketplace. And the truth is, if your entire strategy relies on pouring money into paid ads to drive that first sale, you're overspending and you're missing out on a huge opportunity. This is where a high-performing welcome flow comes in. When done right, a welcome flow paired with a dialed-in pop-up can capture some of the website visitors and nurture them at a fraction of the cost of ads, helping you to convert more of the traffic you've already paid good money for. To understand why your funnel needs to evolve, we first need to look at one major challenge, the rising cost per acquisition. Driving traffic to your store is essential, which is why most brands turn to paid ads on platforms like Meta, Google, and TikTok, but it doesn't come cheap. And the truth is, even when you do attract visitors, most don't convert right away. Today's shoppers are overwhelmed with choices and easily distracted. They leave your site, browse competitors, and often never come back. Bringing them back means paying again, more ads, more spend, and even less margin. So it's a costly, unsustainable loop that keeps driving acquisition costs up and profitability down. Now imagine this, you spend 1,000 on ads, people visit your website, but only about 2% make a purchase. The rest bounce and may never come back unless you pay to reach them again. But actually there's a better way. Let's picture a different scenario. You spend that same 1,000 on ads. This time 8 to 12% of visitors join your email list, and 10 to 20% of those convert through a well-optimized welcome flow. The rest are nurtured over time with email campaigns and eventually make a purchase as well with no extra ad cost. Here you can see how the structure is much better and profitable for the brand, right? This is why a well-optimized welcome flow can lower your customer acquisition costs and increase your overall profitability by converting more of your traffic into buying customers without additional ad spend. Now that you understand the impact, let's dive into how to build a high-converting welcome flow. Here I want to mention something really important. The truth is there's no one-size-fits-all formula for creating a high-converting welcome flow. Sure, you can start with a fundamental structure, and I will provide you one, but every brand has its own audience, product, and customer journey. Your strategy needs to reflect that. Relying on generic templates or guru formulas without tailoring them to your brand can actually hurt your results. Some businesses only need 3 to 4 emails to drive conversions. Others might need a longer 6 to 8 email sequence to build credibility, nurture trust, and handle objections. But ultimately, it all comes down to understanding your customer. What do they care about? What could be holding them back? The answers to these questions should shape the entire flow. Even though there's no one size fits all strategy for a welcome flow, there are a few high leverage elements that should almost always be in place when you're creating your welcome flow. So first, make the most of email 1. This is your highest intent moment. Across every brand we've worked with or audited, the first email consistently outperforms the rest. So it's your best shot at making a strong first impression, so test and optimize this one relentlessly. 2, don't hide the discount code. If customers have to scroll or hunt to find the code or the CTA, you're losing sales. Just make it obvious. 3, nail your offer. The incentive you give your first-time buyers can make or break your conversion rate. Choose an offer that actually matters to your audience. 4, turn off double opt-in. 5, at least 3 to 4 emails long. At a minimum, you want 3 to 4 emails. Some people need time to convert in multiple touch points. Some brands may need more, just don't stop at 1. 6, add urgency toward the end of the sequence. Add time pressure in the final email or 2. A limited time discount is often the nudge people need to finally buy. Just don't rely on static codes like welcome 10. Customers know they don't expire. Use dynamic discount codes instead to create actual time pressure and increase conversions. Okay, let's now take a look at the welcome flow structure we typically use. Email 1, welcome plus offer. The first welcome email usually follows a similar layout across most brands. It welcomes the subscriber and immediately delivers the offer. In a moment, I'll show you a few examples in the layout we typically use. 3 to 5 educational or value-driven emails. You can plug any email with relevant information. I'll give you plenty of examples of what you can include. A last chance urgency email, and lastly at the end of the flow we want to add urgency by using last chance emails. So as you can see, there are 2 core elements that remain consistent in this flow. The first welcome email, which follows a similar format across most brands, and the final few emails in the flow, which are designed to create urgency. Between these 2 touch points, we add a few educational or value-driven emails. These should be customized based on the brand, as every product, audience, and buying journey is different. Here I have listed a few ideas for the type of emails you can include in the middle section of your welcome flow. So you can see we have customer transformation. You can showcase a real story from a customer who experienced a powerful change after using your product. These before and after style narratives work especially well in beauty, wellness, fitness, or productivity categories. We also have a FAQ. Take one or a couple of frequently asked questions and answer them clearly and confidently. Use this email to ease concerns, remove friction, and help the customer feel more informed and ready to buy. So I'm not gonna go through all of them here. You can download the document and check them out yourself, but there are plenty of examples I've given out over here. And yes, I mentioned that every brand is different and requires a unique approach, but for the sake of the example, here's a fundamental welcome flow structure that tends to perform really well and can work for almost any brand. Here you have it. I'm gonna go in depth on each email and show you examples, but let's first take a look at the structure. So email 1, deliver the incentive right away, include a quick brand introduction, some social proof, a few bestsellers, and support options if available. Email 2, share your brand story and explain why you exist. Put a face to the name. This personal touch can really help with conversions. Email 3, highlight strong social proof to build trust and show that you're legit and you are a credible brand. Email 4, here you have 2 options. Use a problem solution email if your product solves a clear pain point. For brands whose products don't, you can replace this with a bestsellers email. Email 5, send a comparison email. This is where you address the competition and highlight what makes your brand different. Email 6, create urgency by reminding them that their discount is about to expire. Email 7, finally send a plain text check-in email. See if they need help and offer a unique limited time incentive as one last nudge to convert them into customers. So let's now go through each email step by step, starting with welcome email 1. So welcome email 1 is a welcome plus incentive. The goal is to give a quick introduction to your brand and immediately deliver what they came for, the incentive. So remember that in this email, most people are here for the discount. The content should deliver the incentive, briefly introduce your brand, Include risk reversals, money back guarantee, warranty, free trial, and others, or social proof. Highlight a few bestsellers or best-selling categories. Offer a real-time support or quiz if available. So here's a full example from 3 ships. As you can see, the incentive and call to action are placed right at the top of the email. You don't want the customer to scroll just to find the discount code or the button. We want to remove as much friction as possible. So most people are here for the discount and many won't read the full email. That's why getting the above default section right is so important, and this one does a great job. Next, in the body, they include a quick brand introduction, short and to the point. They also showcase some of their best-selling bundles, which is a smart move since bundles help boost the average order value. Overall, it's a strong email. I've included a few more examples for you to check out. Just download the document to see the rest. Here you'll also find a bunch of subject line ideas you can use for your first welcome email. Okay, so now let's go to email 2, which is why we exist. The goal of this email is to introduce the subscribers to the brand and share the brand's mission and values. It should build trust by showing the human side of the brand. People prefer buying from people, not businesses. In terms of content, clearly answer the question, why do we exist? Your message should make the readers feel like the brand was created specifically for people like them, that you understand their struggles and created a solution. Avoid sounding like just another option. Clearly define what makes your brand different and why that matters. And of course, don't forget to include the incentive here as well. So a couple of email examples. The email from DuraDry, this one over here, is a great example that clearly demonstrates what I'm talking about. This email is great for a couple of reasons. 1, it clearly answers the why we exist question, and 2, it builds trust through transparency. So Jack explains what's wrong with the alternatives. He doesn't just say our product is great, he explains the problem with the current solutions and how DuraDrive solves it differently. So 3, it defines what makes DuraDry different. It positions DuraDrive not just as another deodorant brand, but a solution with purpose and care. And there's a social proof to reinforce trust. Over 1 million customers and countless dermatologists trust us, and this shows legitimacy. And finally, the email includes the incentives plus CTA. This discount code is shown boldly at the top, and it's repeated again at the bottom. So here you can find a bunch of subject line ideas that you can use as well. Next, we have the social proof email. The goal of this email is to build trust by showing social proof and helping the subscriber feel more confident about making a purchase. So in terms of content, you can include 1 to 3 reviews, testimonials, media features, industry awards. You can include anything that shows you're a real brand people can trust. And something worth mentioning is that you should not just use any reviews. Try to select a few which really talk about the pain points of your customers. And of course, don't forget to include the incentive here as well. So here we have a couple of solid email examples. Let's take a closer look at this one from Frank Body and break down what makes it effective. So first, the email features several testimonials that speak directly to key pain points like skin texture, acne, and stretch marks. These aren't just generic reviews, they're highly relevant and specific. And it also includes before and after photos, which are especially powerful. They offer visual proof of the product's effectiveness and help build trust with the reader. Now the 10% off discount is clearly presented at the top and then repeated again before the final call to action, making sure the offer stays top of mind. And also the phrase, your discount is about to expire, creates urgency and gives the subscribers a reason to act now. You can find here a couple of subject line ideas. So next we have the problem solution email. In this email we want to highlight the subscribers' pain points and then present our products as the solution. In terms of content, speak to a core pain point or frustration your audience feels, make them feel the urgency to fix the issue, introduce your product as the clear and trusted solution, build credibility to overcome skepticism, and of course don't forget to include the incentive here as well. Here we have a couple of solid email examples. Let's take a closer look at this one from HeyBut and break down what makes it so good. So first, as you can see, the headline "damaged hair, let's fix that" immediately calls out a specific pain point and offers a solution. The body copy digs deeper into the issue, explaining why the reader's hair might be damaged and listing common causes, making it both relatable and educational. Then the product is introduced as the ideal solution. Now, the key ingredients section builds credibility, educates the reader, and differentiates the product by highlighting what's inside and why it matters. Overall, this is a strong example of how to structure an effective problem solution email. The welcome deal isn't included in this email, but that's because it was used as a standalone campaign by HeyBud. And below are a few subject line ideas that you can use. Okay, so welcome email for bestsellers. If you're selling fashion or home decor, for example, and your product doesn't solve a strong pain point, you can replace the problem solution email with a bestsellers email, especially if you offer a wide range of products and customers might feel overwhelmed by too many choices. Now, the goal here is to highlight your best-selling products. Consumers love having options, but too many choices can overwhelm them. So that's why we want to simplify the decision by recommending one or a few standout picks. Take this opportunity to dive deeper into what makes your bestsellers exceptional. In terms of content, highlight top products to guide the customer's decision, explain what makes your bestseller stand out, reinforce trust and confirm that others love these picks, and of course don't forget to include the incentive here as well. So here we have two solid examples. Let's take a closer look at this one from HeyBud and break down what makes it so effective. First, there's a clear product focus. The email is centered around a single hero product. It also builds strong credibility by highlighting that 91% of users saw results within the first 30 days, which adds immediate trust. And the before and after photo visually reinforces that claim and makes the results feel real and achievable. And finally, the email wraps up by showcasing a few more of their best sellers, giving the subscribers additional purchase options. So a couple of more subject lines that you can use here. Okay, now welcome email 5, us versus them. The goal of this email is to address the obvious. Your customers are comparing you to your competitors, so why should they choose you? People appreciate transparency. They like to see the pros and cons and make an informed decision. This email gives them the clarity they need to do just that. So the goal really is to help your subscribers confidently choose your brand over the competitors. In terms of content, you should acknowledge the competition, position your brand's strengths, highlight 2 to 3 key USPs, what makes you stand out, add a comparison chart, you versus generic brands, and remind them of their discount or incentive. So here, once again, we have a couple of solid email examples. Let's take a closer look at this one from Jollibee and break down what makes it effective. So the email directly calls out traditional supplements, clearly acknowledging the competition. It also quickly positions Jollibee gummies as a better alternative by highlighting their ease of consumption, high absorption rate, and delicious format. The us versus them section uses a clean visual chart to contrast Jollibee's gummies with generic capsules, making the decision-making process easier for the reader. And also the side-by-side comparison clearly communicates their unique benefits in a simple and compelling way. So overall, this is a strong example. You can check out others as well for more ideas. And here are a couple of subject line ideas that you can use as well. Okay, email 6, last chance. By now, the customer has most of the information they need to make a purchase. Many are likely interested, they're just waiting for the right moment. So this is the time to create urgency and give them the final nudge. So use this email as a last push by reminding them to take advantage of their discount before it's gone. In terms of content, remind them of the discount, create urgency, keep the message clear and simple, and offer quick support if they have questions. Here we have a couple of email examples. Let's take a closer look at this one from Earthbox and break down what makes it effective. So this is a great example of a last chance email done right. It opens with a bold reminder that the customer still has time to grab 15% off, creating urgency without feeling pushy. There's also a section that highlights key benefits which can help convince anyone still on the fence. And at the end of the email, the discount and reminder are repeated, keeping the offer top of mind and making it easy for the reader to act without having to scroll back up. So overall, it's a solid email that gives people one final nudge to take action. And here we have a couple of subject line ideas that you can use as well. Okay, so welcome email 7, plain text check-in email. The goal here is over the past week, subscribers have been receiving several design-heavy emails. This time we want to change things up with a plain text message that feels like a personal check-in. The tone should be casual and conversational, like a real person reaching out. We'll offer help and support, letting them know they can reply directly to the email if they have any questions or concerns. And as a final push, we'll include a unique incentive. This could be a completely different offer. Example, 10% off can become $10 off, a bigger discount, 10% to 15%, or simply an extension of the original offer for another 24 hours. In terms of content, offer help and support, provide a unique limited time incentive, and drive urgency. Here is an email example. Now let's check the last example we have here. This is a strong example of a plain text style email that feels personal and helpful. Exactly what you want after a bunch of design heavy messages. So it starts off with a friendly tone and acknowledges the previous emails, making it feel like a real check-in from someone on the team. The message then offers support and reassures the reader that they can reply if they have any questions, which adds a personal touch. And as a final push, the email extends the welcome discount for just one more day, creating a clear sense of urgency. And a couple of subject line ideas that you can use here. Okay, so optimizing the welcome flow. Many people assume that flows are a set it and forget it kind of thing, but that's far from the truth. The initial setup is rarely perfect, which is why ongoing testing is essential. The key is to focus on testing the elements that are most likely to impact the performance. High leverage A/B tests to run in the welcome flow. First, your offer. The offer will have the greatest impact on the performance of your welcome flow. In some cases, it can even double your revenue. So that's why it's important to A/B test different offers and find the one that resonates best with your audience. 2, welcome email 1. As we've mentioned, if you look at the data, the first email in the welcome flow consistently performs the best, and it makes sense. Within the first 24 hours, the purchase intent is at its highest. That's why it's crucial to A/B test your first welcome email to make the most of that early interest. 3, subject lines and preview texts, another simple but high impact A/B test you can run. 4, time delays in between emails, 1 day versus 2 days. 5, linking to specific products versus collections. You can A/B test driving traffic to individual products or directing them to product collections in your emails. 6, text-based emails versus graphic-based emails. This is another high-impact A/B test. In many cases, you may find that text-based emails actually perform better. Optimize your flow using past campaign data. A great way to improve the performance is by adding your best performing campaigns into your welcome flow. Start by reviewing your past campaigns and identifying the top performers. Next, find the lowest performing email in your welcome flow and replace it with one of those high performing campaigns. Just make sure to adjust the content for the welcome context. Just simply add a line like use code XYZ for XYZ off your first order. Metrics to shoot for. As mentioned earlier, welcome email 1 consistently drives the highest engagement and revenue in the entire flow. That's why it makes sense to treat it separately from the rest of the emails and aim for different KPIs. So welcome email 1 metrics should be 60% open rate, 12% click rate, 8% placed order rate, and welcome emails 2 to 7 metrics should be 40% open rates, 3 to 5% click rates, 0.5% placed orders. Okay, that's all for now. Hope you found value in this video. Feel free to email me at mike@digital-masters.co. I'm always happy to help. You can also follow me on socials for more tips, insights, and practical guides. I have put links to my socials in the document itself. And if you want more help, if you need help building all of these out and you're an e-commerce brand, my team and I will build you a high converting welcome flow to help you get the most out of your traffic. And the link to book a call will be in the description down below. Thank you.